Good evening. Please stand. We pray for the wisdom to make decisions that are beneficial to the people represented here. Empower us to speak honestly, reflect wisely, and vote with integrity. We seek your guidance tonight. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please.
Ms. Wingo,
Present.
Ms. Chambers,
Here.
Mr. Wynn,
Here.
Ms. Whalen, Mr. Snyder,
Present.
Ms. Cable. Mayor, we have a quorum.
First, we have approval of the minutes of the business meeting, April 22nd, 2025. Is there a motion to approve? So moved. Mr. Wynn, second by Mr. Schneider. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next, minutes of the special meeting, May 7th, 2025. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Ms. Wingo, second by Mr. Wynn. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next, it is our pleasure to welcome presenters from the Honor Run Half Marathon, and Scott Spiker. And I think you have a few others with you. If you want to bring them up with you and introduce them, that's fine too.
Thank you, Mayor. It's good to see you again.
You too.
It's always a great night to be here at the Florence City Council meeting to present the proceeds from the Honor Run Half Marathon. The folks from St. E and Honor Flight are running a touch late, so we will fill a little time here to give them an opportunity to walk in. This is my last official act as Executive Director of the Honor Run Foundation. I am stepping down after this past event. I will still be involved in the event, but Bruce Kaler is with me, and he will be taking over. Bruce has been a founding member of our board, so he is well up to speed on everything that's happening, and you guys are in good hands with him taking over. I'd be completely remiss before we present this check to not stand here before this council and say thank you to the entire city of Florence. Not just this council for everything you have done for our organization over the last 10 years, the support the city has given us from the fire department, the police department, the public works department, the support of the council, but really the support of the citizens, because it's an undertaking on race day with all the roads that get closed down and the travel restrictions and everything else. And everybody's been very, very nice when it comes to supporting our veterans. So on behalf of our entire board and our organization and all of our participants, I just want to say thank you to the city of Florence for everything that you have done over the last 10 years for our organization. I'd also be remiss, it looks like we're swearing in some new police officers, Chief Mallory. With so many officers in the gallery tonight, you guys do such a great job on the course and protecting our participants and making sure they're safe and making sure nothing happens on the course. So again, for you guys, thank you for everything you have done over the last 10 years in supporting our event. What started out is simply a pipe dream. I presented to former Mayor Whalen, and we've talked before at these type of meetings, where originally, when presented with this event, we were turned down by the city. The city said no. And Mayor Whalen said, hold on, let's talk about this. Let's think more about this. And 10 years later, we have an event that has been very successful. I can tell you, we have taken over 800 of our local veterans on the Honor Flight Tri-State trip to let them see the memorials that they've earned. And that's simply because this council had the courage and had the conviction to allow this event to take place. Over the last 10 years, we have raised $430,000 from an event that literally started out of our car on a family trip, where my wife said, you know what Northern Kentucky needs? A half marathon. And I looked at her and I said, you have no idea what we just got ourselves into. And 10 years later, here we are. So the fact that it started literally from a car trip to Chillicothe, Ohio, to now where we are, and the fact that we've raised almost $500,000 for our local veterans says a lot for the commitment of this council, for the commitment of the city, for the commitment of our local businesses who stepped up to donate, for the volunteers and the participants. We're extremely proud, and we're thankful for everything that we've accomplished. So with that said, I know we're waiting for Honor Flight to get here, so I'm gonna hold off on this if I can because I'd rather do this when they get here. If it's okay with you, I'm gonna step down and let you carry on with your meeting.
Thank you. Next, we have the oath of office for our police department. Chief Mallory.
Thank you, Mayor. Thanks, everybody, for coming. Tonight, we are proud to swear in 3 new officers to the Florence Police Department. We have 2 new recruits and 1 lateral officer. The 2 new recruits are Aaron Spencer and John Martini, and the lateral officer is Dakota Brady. If you 3 could come up, please. Stand over there if you would. We'll start tonight with Aaron Spencer. Aaron is 30 years old and a 2013 graduate of Connor High School. Aaron currently resides in Erlanger with his fiance and 3-year-old daughter. Aaron formerly worked at Cohen Recycling as a heavy equipment operator before coming to us. Next, we have John Martini. John is 24 years old, a 2019 graduate of Scott High School. John currently resides in Ellesmere with his mother and brother. John formerly worked for DHL as a ramp agent before coming to Florence Police Department. And finally, we have Dakota Brady. Dakota is 24 years old and currently resides in Fort Thomas with his wife. He is a 2019 graduate of Ryle High School. Dakota comes to Florence with 3 years of law enforcement experience. He formerly worked at Independence PD. Dakota is currently in our field training program, and John and Aaron are currently doing their online with DOCJT. That's 2 weeks that they'll be here online, and then they'll report to Richmond to finish out 18 more weeks of training at the academy. So we're very proud to have these 3 new officers and very excited to see what their careers do here in Florence. So please welcome them for us.
Gentlemen, raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear that you will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the Commonwealth of Kentucky so long as you remain a citizen thereof, and that you will faithfully execute to the best of your ability the office of police officer for the city of Florence, Kentucky, according to law? And do you further solemnly swear, since the adoption of the present Constitution, that you have not fought a duel with deadly weapons within the state nor out of it, nor have you accepted a challenge to fight a duel with deadly weapons, or have you acted as a second in carrying a challenge, or assisted or aided any person thus offending, so help you God? And do you further solemnly swear that you will endeavor to the best of your ability to detect and prosecute all gamblers and others violating the laws against gaming? I do. Congratulations. And if the family wants to come up and take pictures, they can. That's fine. Next, we'll proclaim National Police Week, fitting right after swearing in our new officers. And I will go ahead and read this. Whereas National Police Week, observed May 11th through May 17th, serves to honor the dedication, professionalism, and service of law enforcement officers across the nation. And whereas May 15th is designated as Peace Officers Memorial Day, a time to solemnly remember and pay tribute to those who have made the ultimate sacrifice in the line of duty. And whereas the men and women of the Florence Police Department exemplify the highest standards, integrity, courage, and commitment as they work each day to protect the residents and visitors of the city of Florence. And whereas the members of the Florence Police Department serve tirelessly to uphold the law, respond in times of crisis, build positive relationships within the community, ensuring the continued safety and security of our city. And whereas during National Police Week, we take time to recognize and express our deepest gratitude to our Florence Police Department and all law enforcement officers for their tireless commitment to duty, their courage in the face of danger, their dedication to the principles of justice, equality, and service. And whereas we also pause in remembrance of the officers who have given their lives in service, heroes who will never be forgotten, and whose legacy lives on in the communities they swore to protect. Now therefore be it proclaimed that the week of May 11th through 17th, 2025 is Police Week, and May 15th, 2025 is Peace Officers Memorial Day in the city of Florence. Congratulations to our police department. You go right ahead. I was going to call on you.
Again, I'd just like to say thank you, Mayor, for the proclamation. This started back in 1962 when President Kennedy proclaimed May 15th as National Peace Officers Memorial Day, and that week be Police Week. And it's great to see the support that comes out during this week. We're fortunate in Florence, I know, to have the support shown every day. But it seems like this week people are a little more apt to say thank you and appreciate what we do, and that makes all the difference for us. This week, officers from around the nation and around the world will go to Washington, D.C. for Police Week, and they'll have a vigil for the National Law Enforcement Officers Memorial Fund, and it recognizes the fallen officers that will be etched into the wall in D.C. There's over 24,000 names engraved in that memorial right now. So, again, thank you for the proclamation, and if you would, everyone, please keep all law enforcement officers and their families in your thoughts and prayers. Thank you.
Let's give them a round of applause. Next, we will not be having a business meeting next week, so we would like to read the proclamation for next week. And this is another group of dedicated professionals who move our city forward. And so I'd like to read this in honor of our public services personnel. Whereas public works professionals are the backbone of infrastructure, facilities, and essential services that are critical to the health, safety, sustainability, and resilience of our communities and directly impact the high quality of life and well-being of the residents of Florence. And whereas the Florence Public Services Department exemplifies excellence in public service, consistently demonstrating integrity, professionalism, and a steadfast commitment to maintaining and enhancing the city's infrastructure, public spaces, and natural environment. And whereas the Florence Public Services Department has shown extraordinary dedication in responding to emergencies, maintaining public cleanliness, supporting sustainability efforts, and delivering essential services that enhance the daily lives of residents, businesses, and visitors. And whereas the 2025 National Public Works Week theme, People, Purpose, Presence, honors the devoted individuals who serve with purpose and pride and whose presence ensures that our city remains safe, functional, and prepared for the future. And whereas the year 2025 marks the 65th annual National Public Works Week, sponsored by the American Public Works Association, therefore be it proclaimed that I, Julie Abishon, on behalf of the members of Florence City Council, do hereby proclaim the week of May 18th through the 24th as National Public Works Week in the city of Florence. Congratulations. And so as our tradition is for Public Works Week, we will not have a meeting next week. We will be celebrating National Public Works Week at our night out at the mall. And Eric, did you have anything else you wanted to add?
Sure, I'll hit on that. So next week on May 20th, that's Tuesday, we will be at the Florence Mall in the Macy's parking lot. We will have stations set up that reflect each of the divisions within our department. We will have places where the kiddos can get up and climb on the big trucks and the heavy equipment, as well as some food that will be provided by some local businesses, and you can just learn more about us. We're one of those big reasons why here at the City of Florence, we're a full-service city, because we do a lot within our department that most public works departments don't do. Generally, they don't have the utilities also included. So you can learn a lot about us. We'll have some different stations where the kids can run some of our camera equipment that goes underground. It's just it's always a really great crowd, and people learn a lot about us. So welcome everyone in the public as well as watching to attend. Thank you.
Thank you, Eric. Next, we have ordinance 09-2025. It's an ordinance adopting and approving a zoning map amendment from Commercial 2 to Commercial Services 3 and a conditional use permit for an approximate 0.35 acre area located at 6809 Burlington Pike, Florence, Kentucky, to allow the existing building to be occupied by a medical cannabis dispensary business. This is Bluegrass Canacare LLC. The effect of this ordinance is to allow a zoning map amendment from Commercial 2 to Commercial Services 3 and a conditional use permit for an approximate 0.35 acre area located at 6809 Burlington Pike, Florence, Kentucky, to allow the existing building to be occupied by a medical cannabis dispensary business subject to conditions. The full text of ordinance 09-2025, including its exhibits, is available for examination in the office of the city clerk, City of Florence, Kentucky, in the Florence Government Center, 8100 Ewing Boulevard, Florence, Kentucky, during regular office hours. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Ms. Wingo? Second by Mr. Nguyen. Just want to note that this was a project that was discussed at the Planning Commission. They forwarded the recommendation to the city's Planning and Zoning Committee. They did meet on it. They did make a recommendation to council, who discussed it at a caucus meeting, as well as we've had a first reading, and this is the second reading. Is there other further discussion? Roll call vote.
Ms. Wingo?
Yes.
Ms. Chambers?
Yes.
Mr. Nguyen? Yes. Mr. Snyder?
Yes.
Mayor, motion passes 4-0.
Next is a reading of 010-2025. It's a second reading of an ordinance adopting and approving a change of concept development plan and variances in a commercial 3 district for an approximate 0.56 acre area located at 7303 Turfway Road, Florence, Kentucky, to allow the development of a 543 square foot drive-through only coffee shop and a 277 square foot remote storage cooler accessory structure, and variances to 1, reduce the front yard setback from 50 feet to 37 feet, and 2, to reduce the buffer yard width from 10 feet to 7 feet along the west property line, 5 feet along the south property line, and 8 feet along the east property line. This is the Brew Team Kentucky LLC project. The effect of this ordinance is to allow a change of concept development plan of variances in Commercial 3 district for an approximate 0.5 acre area located at 7303 Turfway Road, Florence, Kentucky, to allow the development of 543 square foot drive-through only coffee shop and 277 foot remote storage cooler accessory structures, and variances to 1, reduce the front yard setback from 50 feet to 37 feet, and 2, reduce the buffer yard from 10 feet to 7 feet along the west property line, and 5 feet along the south property line, and 8 feet along the east property line. The full text of ordinance 010-2025, including its exhibits, is available for examination in the office of the city clerk, 8100 Ewing Boulevard, Florence, Kentucky, during regular office hours. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion to
moved.
approve.
Mr. Schneider, second by Ms. Wingo. Again, this followed the same procedure as the last vote that we just took, last item that we voted on. So is there any further discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Ms. Wingo?
Yes.
Ms. Chambers?
Yes.
Mr. Nguyen? Yes. Mr. Snyder?
Yes.
Mayor, motion passes 4-0.
Next item, you did receive an memo outlining the property deemed to be surplus, outdated, or otherwise of no use to the city. And if council would so desire, I have Municipal Order MO3 2025. This is a municipal order authorizing the sale of personal property deemed to be surplus, outdated, or otherwise of no use to the city. Is it council's desire to make a motion to approve this municipal order? So moved, Mr. Nguyen.
Second.
Second, Mr. Schneider. Any further discussion? And Eric, these items will be on auction on the site govdeals.com, and then you just put in our City of Florence, or?
They'll be on the website govdeals.com, and they will go live on May 19th.
Any other discussion?
I have a question.
Yes.
Leslie?
Do you have to buy all the lounge chairs at the Aquatic Center? Or can you buy just one or two?
I think they're packaged together. You don't want 31 lounge chairs?
Any other discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Ms. Wingo?
Yes.
Ms. Chambers?
Yes.
Mr. Nguyen? Yes. Mr. Schneider?
Yes.
Mayor, motion passes 4-0.
Next is a discussion of possible action of Resolution R4 2025. This is a resolution authorizing an agreement between the Commonwealth of Kentucky Transportation Cabinet Department of Highways and the City of Florence, Kentucky for the installation and maintenance of a landscaping located at 8535 to 8551 Evergreen Drive. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Ms. Wingo? Second by Mr. Nguyen. This is a project that was approved in the current fiscal year's budget. This is near the jug handle, I guess, for a description. Eric, did you have anything additional to add to
All I'll
this
add-
discussion?
Yeah, all I'll add is that we're proposing 16 Norway spruces directly across from if you're sitting on the jug handle itself facing Weaver Road, it's directly across Weaver Road. So we're going to plant 16 Norway spruces and 9 arborvitae's. And what you have before you is a resolution so the mayor can sign the agreement with KYTC so we can maintain that. And we have done this in other areas throughout the city over the years.
Any discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Ms. Wingo?
Yes.
Ms. Chambers?
Yes.
Mr. Nguyen? Yes. Mr. Schneider?
Yes.
Mayor, motion passes 4-0.
Are we ready for a check presentation? All right, let's do it. Yep. Welcome back.
Did such a good job, you had me back a second time. So again, as we said before, this is our check presentation from the events of the 2024 Honor Run Half Marathon. Up with me is Carrie Graham with St. Elizabeth Healthcare. They have been our presenting sponsor and our title sponsor for many years, and quite frankly, this event doesn't happen without the support that St. E has done. We have various representatives of Honor Flight Tri-State here to represent Honor Flight Tri-State. Unfortunately, Cheryl Pop couldn't be here right now. I don't know if she's caught in traffic or what the case is, but we will go ahead and make this presentation. We also have my wife, Laura. She is also stepping down as a member of the board of the Honor Run Foundation. As I mentioned before, this was her idea. This was her baby. I mean, basically, it was our team executing, but it was really her idea that drove this forward and why we're here today. And then we have Bruce Kaler, who will be taking over for me as executive director. I'm not going anywhere. I still live in the area. I tell everybody I'm not dying. I'm not going away that I know of. But I'll still be involved with the event, just not the day-to-day operations of it. Honor Flight Tri-State, I just want to tell you guys thank you. Some of you may not know this story. When we started this event 10 years ago, I called Cheryl out of the blue and just left her a voicemail and said, hey, we're starting an event, you're the beneficiary, and we're going to donate money to you. And she called me back and said, who are you and what do we have to do? And I said, nothing except a check. You don't have to do a thing. And what really blossomed was a great friendship and a great partnership, not only with Tom and Cheryl, but with the entire Honor Flight Tri-State crew. If you've ever been to the airport to see the work that they do to not only get that plane off the ground, but what they do in Washington, D.C., I know Mr. Osborne went on an honor flight trip and had an outstanding day. And it was so much fun to take him around Washington, D.C. and give him that experience. But the way that they adapt on the fly, and I've been on days where it's sunny and it's 90. I've been on days where it's sideways raining and we've got to redo the entire day on the fly. And the way they treat these veterans is exactly what they deserve. And what we say, it's the welcome home they never got. It's the welcome home they should have gotten when they came home from Korea or from Vietnam or for the World War II vets who are still around. So to be able to serve these veterans in the way that Honor Flight Tri-State takes care of these veterans, it has been an honor and a privilege of a lifetime to be able to work with this organization and to be able to support them in the mission that they do. So Honor Flight, I'm going to tell you this is my last official act of being involved with the Honor Run. Sorry. Over 800 veterans served. $430,000 raised in 10 years. And I present you a check tonight for $33,000. Promised myself I wasn't going to cry, no lie. So,
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you mind coming
Sure.
up here and we'll grab everybody's photo together?
When you think of a community that embraces veterans, I want people to think about Florence, Kentucky. And it is things like this, our Honor Run Half Marathon, our partnership with Honor Flight, our Memorial Day events, our Veterans Day events, our Veterans Commission. These are all things that make us unique and special, and our veterans matter, their service mattered, and we're thankful for them. And as a daughter of a Korean War veteran, it's near and dear to my heart, so thank you for all you do. Sure, absolutely, take the mic there.
As a 29-year Navy submarine veteran, I was a Guardian on a flight 9 years ago and I was hooked. And it's because of organizations like this, those grassroots, that makes this happen. And I encourage everyone, if you're available, next Wednesday, the 21st, our next flight, either to be there at 5:30 in the morning, if you're an early riser, for our send-off ceremony, but definitely 2100, 9 p.m. to welcome these 88 veterans and their guardians home. It will be an experience you will not forget. So thank you to the City of Florence, the Honor Run. We will be there for you always. Thank you.
Thank you. If we could have Kevin Costello come to the podium, we'd love to have him present Boone County Planning Commission budget presentation. This information was included in council's packet, so you should have had that with review with your budget materials, but
Good
I'm
evening,
sure
Mayor and
Kevin's going to
council-
let us know what's up at the Boone County Planning Commission.
Council members, I usually follow the community band, but I can't top that. That's incredible, that group. I'm here representing the Planning Commission. I was just at a fiscal court meeting, so I left that board in good standing, hopefully. But I did leave 2 staff people there, so I'm hopefully they'll be okay. I'm here to present the Planning Commission's budget. You have the packet. It's pretty standard packet. It tells you all sorts of good things in terms of where we're going, some of the things that we worked on this fiscal year, what we're still working on, namely the comprehensive plan, and then what lies ahead. And as you know, each year after our famous COVID year or years, the community's changed quite a bit. In fact, we're doing some analysis related to the comprehensive plan in terms of what's been going on. It's interesting data, and so you're going to see that, and I'll explain that in a minute with the comprehensive plan and give a quick update on that. But the numbers pretty much say it all. Obviously, we're asking for an increase. It's less than what it was, this current year. So our total amount is $430,171. The total increase is $8,222 versus $11,700 this current year. Obviously there's information there in terms of population growth. We're growing, we're still growing. We're not growing like the old days, but it's great opportunities to take a look at what our community is all about, and whether you're on Main Street in Florence or in Burlington or out in Petersburg. It's interesting because I can always tell with the utility companies if they're still working on utilities as well as roads. We're still growing. And I know the new director of the airport came to city council, and we talked to him quite a bit, and he's a planner. I finally reached a planner at the airport, which is good. He's going to be a very, he understands cities and counties and obviously planning, so it's a good thing. Going through all the information in my packet, certainly I can go on in terms of, the types of things we're working on. Relative to the comp plan, what we're doing is next week you'll see the release of the elements, all the existing conditions, the analysis from our last time. Remember, the comp plan was adopted in 2019, so you'll be seeing an analysis compared to the current one, and then obviously the new one that we're working on. So it's all the elements, short of the land use, which is the most important. We'll be posting that, and then we'll be also having a meeting with the committee. A committee runs the update along with staff, and then we're going to actually release the land use in early July. We're going to have 2 workshops. Actually, it'll be in person as well as virtual on the future land use, both the text and the map. And this update, we're going to spend quite a bit of time on text, because the map is, a map of colors, different commercial here, whatever, residential here, but we think there needs to be more definition in the text by geographic area, and looking at some opportunities, some constraints, what needs to happen in those areas, and recognizing if there are issues, pointing those things out. So that will occur again early July. And this schedule is going to be posted once we release the chapters, and then we'll work towards completing the document based on the comments, and then around August 1st we'll schedule the public hearing, most likely in September, and have it adopted in October. Remember, the comp plan is adopted by the Planning Commission only. The cities and the county adopted the goals and objectives. One feature that's real different in this version is you'll see a lot of connection with the goals and objectives and the elements. And so you'll be able to see how we're going to measure success, and I guess in some cases failure if we're not meeting some of those goals. So, but that's the big thing. Then of course, right after that, we'll take a few month break and then start this zoning update, which is interesting. And in light of we've done a series of text amendments this past year, so but we'll take a look at making some changes to that if necessary. I'm going to stop here. I don't know if you have any questions. It's pretty self-explanatory. We have we're doing some work in preservation, obviously, with Bridget Stryker on our staff now. So
Any questions for Kevin? Appreciate what you do out there.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Josh knows where I am, so he, can- so
And Todd.
he always knows where I am, and obviously the staff, so. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Kevin. For the mayor's report, you do have a few days left to submit your photos for our citywide photo contest. We have quite a few entries, so I'll be really happy to get a few more in. Deadline is this Thursday, May 15th. You can email your photos to photocontest@florence-ky.gov. Contact the administration department at 859-647-8177 for more information. We did talk about our public services night out. Just a reminder, that is Tuesday, May 20th from 4 to 6:30 at the mall. Florence Aquatic Center will open on Saturday, May 24th, and our hours of operation will be daily from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. The Memorial Day Parade will be Monday, May 26th. The parade will begin at Boone County High School at 10 a.m. and will end at the Florence Government Center. Following the parade, the Memorial Day ceremony will be held at the Boone County Veterans Memorial located at the Florence Government Center. And I encourage everyone to come. This program this year is dedicated to our council member, David Osborne, who passed away earlier this year. So it would be nice to recognize him and his family. City offices will be closed on Monday, May 26th, in observance of Memorial Day for that, on that day, and we will have our ceremony right out here by our new Veterans Memorial. We proudly held our ribbon cutting and dedication ceremony for our Florence Fire and EMS Station number 34 last Thursday, and invite everyone to join the community open house on Sunday, June 8th from 12 to 4. Everyone is welcome to tour the new facility and meet our dedicated first responders. Join us for Fridays in June for Movies in the Park. Movies are free, and there will be complimentary popcorn. Food and drinks will be available for purchase. Each event will begin at 8:30 p.m. June 13th will feature Inside Out 2 at the Florence Nature Park, and June 20th will feature Top Gun Maverick at the Skis Senior Center. Bring your lawn chairs, blankets, and your favorite people. For more information, please contact the Administration Department at 859-647-8177. Is there any department head that desires recognition? Anyone on council?
Mayor,
Yes.
if I could, I'd just like to say the Florence Y'alls open their season on Friday at 7 o'clock. So we encourage everybody to stop out and see a ball game.
Awesome. And we have, the painting over there looks great. Everything's going well, so.
Mayor, can I mention one other thing?
Absolutely, Gary.
The Y'alls have already had a player signed by the Reds.
Oh, I did see
This
that.
past week. They picked up a pitcher already, so
That's
what they're
awesome.
there for.
Is there anyone in the audience that desires recognition?
Mayor.
Oh, Leslie, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I just wanted to take a moment. Jones Middle School had so we have Boone County School, we're in the Boone County School District, which extends all the way out to Ryle and Connor. But if those of you who live in Florence know that City of Florence schools are very different. And we had a teacher from out of Jones Middle School, recognized by the Northern NKYEC Excellence in Education Celebration. And his name is Mr. Reed. He's a music teacher, and I've had the pleasure of meeting him. He's incredible. So I was just asked to acknowledge him and thank him for all that he does for our community and our kids.
That's awesome. On that note, Collins Elementary Girls on the Run participated in their run this past weekend, and we were happy to present them with some cards and City of Florence pins, and they wore them in the race knowing that they were representing their city. So that was nice for them. They said they didn't do well, but they were the best dancers there, so they found joy. So we like that. Does anyone else in the audience desire recognition? If not, we have a request to go into closed session pursuant to 61-8101B, acquisition, sale of real property where publicity would likely affect the value of property to be acquired for public use or to be sold by the city, and 61-810C, litigation proposed or pending against or behalf of the city, and 618101G, discussions between the city and representatives of a business entity where open discussions would jeopardize the siting, retention, expansion, or upgrading of the business. Is there a motion to go into closed session? Mr. Nguyen,
Second.
second by Ms. Wingo. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. We do not anticipate any further business taking place in this room following the closed session. Thank you all for coming.
We do love stuff.